today we have a Tomball photo workshops, and Tom and Cree are here. Hi, Cree. How are you?
It's good to see you again, Peter.
Yeah, this is the second time I'm seeing you here today,
We sure
and
appreciate you having us on there.
wow, it's been what almost 2 or 3 weeks now.
It has. We've been watching all your other videos that have come out. You've been a busy guy.
Yeah, yeah, we've been crazy. Hi, Tom. How are you?
I am good. I heard the first interview was a success. I finally get to meet you.
Yeah, I'm so glad to see you in person finally. So yeah, so today we're expecting to hear more about your workshops, and particularly your bird workshops. Cree was talking about all kinds of birds in your own backyard last time when we were talking. And are they actually coming to you to get fed, or how you attract all these birds to your own backyard?
Yeah, no, I mean, Cree takes full credit for that. She's quite the plant and gardener and all things there. But yeah, we definitely feed the birds. During the winter, we had a lot of activity when it was cold and snow on the ground. But as it's turning to spring into summer here, the intensity has definitely dropped off. But we set up 2 portable blinds in our backyard. They're just like a camouflage tent kind of thing, and we leave them out there for months. And so the birds are fully accustomed to seeing those, and they'll only be 10 feet away. And it's exciting. I mean, there's natural perches around where the feeders are, so it's not all feeder shots. The birds are doing all sorts of different things. And
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's great. I've seen some commercial blinds. They're they're selling on the internet, but probably you build your own blinds for yourself, right?
Actually, we've been getting ours from Rhino Blinds. They have a $75 pop-up blind. It's very easy. It's like putting up a tent. So I have
Okay.
Tom has one, and we can move them around the yard to get
Yeah.
close as we want. And it's crazy when I go out to feed the birds, I can get within 3 feet of some of the birds because they're just so used to us.
Really? Wow.
It's almost.
That's really exciting that you can get so close and take a picture of them. Wow.
Been fun.
yeah,
Yeah, so obviously they enjoy being taken pictures, huh?
Yeah, it's very interesting. We started doing these Texas bird blind photo workshops, and we learned a lot about how to create our own perches, especially at Laguna Seca Ranch. So when we came back, the challenge was how can we set up the same thing in our own backyard so we can get the types of pictures that we get in Texas here in Colorado. And it was crazy, Peter. When we first went down to Texas, we scouted the trip, and Tom took a picture of a cardinal, and a month later it was on the cover of a magazine. I mean, the pictures
Really? Wow.
incredible.
yeah. I mean,
How exciting.
they really are the masters of bird blinds and really developing that to more of a popular level. All their blinds are ground, or most of them are ground level. They all have a water feature, so the birds are landing at eye level, and you see the reflection in the water, and the perches are really well made, and the flowers are changed out, and you're just like, you can almost like close your eye and hit the shutter button and still get a good. I mean, they're doing
Wow.
it for you. It's really great.
It's true. So our backyard was really an extension of what we learned there.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
pictures
So,
of-
sometimes the people say, show me the money, and now I'm gonna say, show me the pictures.
She,
we would be so happy to do that. All right.
she
So this is an example of the kind of picture you get on our South Texas bird workshop. And this is a very exotic bird. A lot of the birds that you take are ones that you won't recognize because they only occur in the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas. So this is Tom's picture. I'll let him talk about it.
Yeah, the thing that you don't realize perhaps is, so the bird blinds are well established. They're getting very exotic Mexican species or South Texas birds, but there's stuff that you don't see in the U.S. very often, or in a lot of other areas. All the perches you see are switched out and fully manicured and put just in the right position. The little branches are actually pruned so that the birds will land in a certain way. But then some of the other stuff that a lot of folks don't pick up on is they've deliberately made their backgrounds in these perches and blind areas such that even if you shoot at 5.6, the backgrounds are soft and creamy with this, it looks like it's 2.8, but it was just so intentional in how they set this up that it's really exciting for folks because they know where the birds are going to land. They're fed, so they're coming there all the time, and they just get these terrific photos. And
Yeah,
And
this is really nice.
you
And
mentioned,
I was just thinking about, have you tried to send this picture to American Lung Association for possibly making a Christmas seal out of it?
yeah, we market our stuff in a lot of different directions, all across the board. I don't know if that one's there, but we had a participant in one of our trips that had a cardinal on some berries, and it's like some kind of holiday card. I mean, it was just like an Audubon painting, and he just couldn't believe it. And it just really goes to show how successful they are. Um,
Yeah, wow.
Peter, you mentioned the food. So the food in this picture is behind the berries. The bird lands on the perch because there's suet behind the berries where you can't see it in the photo.
I see.
Another one. This is a barrel cactus, and these are
Pteralaxia.
Pteralaxia, which is a desert cardinal. So similar to a cardinal, but different. And these birds are actually eating acorns out of and bird food out of this cactus. So it's hollowed out and the food is down there. And you get 4 at a time. Most people are happy to see a single Pteralaxia, but these are 3 Pteralaxia and a female cardinal there.
Wow. So how far were you to those birds when you're taking picture of this
They're not,
particular stuff?
they're maybe 15 feet, something like
Really? Wow.
yeah, you just can't believe it. You're shaking your head going, wow, okay, this works.
So you sit inside the blind and all of the food areas are 15 feet away. So you know you're going to get a good shot. This is a really cool picture. These are green jays, and I think they're one of the more spectacular Texas birds. And Peter, not only do you put food on there, but you can color coordinate the flowers on the perchers to what the feathers are going to be. So this native yellow flower perfectly matches these birds and makes for a great effect.
Yeah, you know what they say, these colors are the complementary colors,
Uh-huh.
blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just a naturally complementary colors. They're just so beautiful.
The other thing that's really fun is you can get great birds in flight pictures. Usually birds move so quickly that they're hard to follow around with your camera. But because there's food hidden behind this cactus and it's only in one special place, you know exactly where the bird is going to go. So you can pre-focus and get lots of pictures like this that would be a challenge to try to do in your own backyard.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing shot.
So you said, show us the money. Here, we want to show you what it looks like inside the blinds.
Sure.
Here's a couple of our participants. You can see it's covered. There's chairs for everybody. There's netting so the birds won't see you, and you just set up on a tripod and it's as comfortable as can be. And in this picture, they are taking pictures of crested caracara. And you can see there's probably 25 different raptors out there for them to photograph that have come in for the food. And if you're interested,
Wow.
this is the type of shot you get of the birds coming in for meat that's hidden in the wooden perch there. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, wow. Pretty amazing.
And again, birds in flight, and you're there for a couple of hours at a time for each of the shoots. So you end up taking over 1,000 pictures on these workshops. You just shoot and shoot and shoot.
Right.
And sometimes you get species interacting, like here's a caracara and a roadrunner, and the roadrunner is trying to look big to scare off the caracara. So lots of action.
Wow.
Here's an example of a little bit higher blind. So you have ground level blinds, mid-level blinds, and this is a higher blind to take pictures of birds in the tops of the tree. And you can see, you can fit about 4 participants in a blind at a time. So there's plenty of room for everybody to have room for their camera bags and stuff. And that's what it looks like. Here's a shot from inside the blind with 4 people, and everybody's got their long lenses, and it's just a really amazing experience. You just wait for the stuff. And this is one of the pictures that a participant got of a tack sharp cardinal with their lens. So, and it's
Wow.
birds, Peter. Look what else we get.
Yeah. Wild too. Watch out.
Wow. This guy is not a bird.
Yeah, just by default, because they have water features in a desert, and they also are feeding corn and grain and things like that. Javelina, peccary, these little pigs come in, and they are hilarious, but they also get really kind of feisty and fight one another over the bird food and stuff. But it's pretty funny. It breaks up. You spend hours in the blinds and you're shooting birds, and then you get a javelina or maybe deer run by, or very infrequently they'll even have like a bobcat or something like that that'll come through. But
Yeah,
fun.
that's so cool.
So the interaction between species and even within the same species is really cool, trying to capture different behavior. And again,
Yeah,
you can see the backgrounds are just beautiful because there's no plants behind it. The red flowers, you mentioned your colors. We can add different colors with different flowers, and we change those out throughout the day so it doesn't look like the same picture each time. So it's really fun because you feel very artistic to add your own colors and your own perches to go with the birds. It's almost like flower arranging. And Tom mentioned the water features. You know, most of the blinds have water, and that's another thing that brings the bird in, not just the food. And you can get these great reflection shots with with these bobwhite quail in the water. They all line up to drink, and you can just shoot right away.
Yeah,
It's pretty spectacular.
It's pretty amazing.
yeah.
Well, those are the pictures we had to show for our Texas bird blinds. Our next workshop is coming up in 2023 that we have space for. We have 2 full ones in 2022. But we also have some pictures, Peter, from a couple of other bird workshops that we do. Can we show you those too?
Yeah, sure.
So Texas is great for songbirds and our crested caracaras, but American eagles, I think for a lot of people, the bald eagles are an iconic bird. So we go up to Alaska for the bird eagle photography workshop. And not only do you see thousands of eagles in one area, but you can get these great fighting sequences where they're all in an area where there's running salmon and they're fighting over the food. So these aerial shots of birds, you can see the feathers coming off of the eagles there.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. And on the background, the landscapes around, snow-capped peaks on the river is also a beautiful backdrop for the birds. This is the kind of view you get when the eagles fly through the sea in Chilkat in near Haines in Alaska. And they fly through. You've got eagles waiting for their turn to, go after salmon. It's crazy. At one point, Peter, I had 40 eagles flying over my head, and I had
really, wow.
I took a video with my phone just so I could count them all. Like just the numbers is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, the preserve gets over 3,000 to 5,000 eagles, depending on the time of year and how good the salmon run is, but it's just eagles all day long.
That's great. Wow.
And this is what it looks like shooting. So a little bit different than the blinds. We're on a gravel bar, and here everybody's trying to get the low perspective because there's an eagle right on the gravel bar, probably 20 feet away. So a little bit different than the blinds, but also a very exciting place to shoot.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we do a warmer weather trip. This is in New Mexico at Bosque del Apache, where they've got 2 types of birds that are very common in December that we shoot. And one of those are snow geese, which is a beautiful white goose, and they are there by the thousands. And the other are sandhill cranes. And the beautiful thing about sandhill cranes is they have a very slow wing beat. So it's very easy to photograph both of these species in air. So it's a
Yeah, it looks just like a Delta airline.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
it's a great workshop to learn how to do birds in flight.
Yeah, they move slow. And New Mexico has monopoly on the best sunsets anywhere in the country. Every night, it just seems to get these flaming sunsets. And so the birds come in, they're going to land in these ponds and stay there through the night. And you just get spectacular silhouette photography.
Wow, how did you get this shot? It looks like you're in the sky on a
Yeah,
plane or something.
It really is very user friendly, even for beginning photographers there, because cranes fly really slow. You have these beautiful backdrops. The birds are close, so you just know you're going to come away with really nice images. It's really fun.
Yeah, but you know, when I see that picture, I feel like I'm like about 2,000 feet high, you know, on the, yeah, above the ground. Yeah.
well, it is spectacular. The other thing that
Yeah.
he does really well is he does some very creative slow shutter speed pictures where it's kind of a blurred effect. And I think these are just beautiful images
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
cool.
it's really fun. I mean, everybody starts by trying to freeze the action
like that.
and get tack sharp. And then by day 3, because you have so many birds every day flying past, you really get to experiment with slower shutter speeds, try more abstract compositions, and explore other parts of bird photography that aren't just about the tack sharp bird. So it's really fun.
And those are the pictures we pulled out to share with you today.
Yeah, great. Wow, thanks. Yeah. So I noticed that you said your next trip available will be 2023.
Mhm.
So people have to wait a couple of years to get there?
You know
That's
what?
not fair.
Our tour is
It's
really full.
pretty much sold out. So I don't know.
Wow, good for you. Good for you guys. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
even the pandemic doesn't really affect you.
somehow, I think everyone's getting very excited to travel right now, especially kind of more in
I
the,
know.
at least initially. And so we're like, boy, everyone wants to go somewhere. What we don't even have any spaces available. So we're trying to figure out,
I know. It's like, you know, you're just letting all this pressure off the, you know, now it's like everybody want to get out somewhere. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
very
We
true.
just got back
Hey.
last week. We had a really exciting trip there, and it was beautiful. And people were just so relieved to be traveling and photographing again. It was a really nice.
Yeah.
It was great.
Okay, so I just posted your 2023 trip on the workshop finder. So let's just go there right now so the people can see how to get the details.
Great,
Let me share my screen.
super.
Okay, here's the workshop finder. Then we go to the photography workshops and tours. And since this event is happening in 2023, we're gonna have to go all the way down to the bottom, passing all these events. Go down and down, down. All
Yeah,
right, we are finally got to 2022. In 2023,
There
here
it
it
is.
is, May 2023, Texas birds in spring. Okay, and so it's scheduled for May 2nd through 7th. So it's about 5-day trip.
mhm.
Yeah, okay. And then see more info. Then Tom's website is here. Okay, so 2023 schedule, Texas Virgin Spring 2023. So this one is still open, you said?
This one has three
Three
spaces
spaces.
available.
Only 3 spaces. Wow, it's so competitive.
Well, we had 2 Chilcat Eagle trips in 2023, and I think we're down to 3 spaces left for Chilcat.
Yeah, so they have to pass some kind of test to get there.
Yeah, it's it's like kind of a lottery. It's like, okay,
No,
who?
all we have to do is find the deposit button
Yeah.
and hit it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. Okay, so when do you have the bird trip for this year? Are you gonna have one in the fall?
We have 2 coming up in 22 for Texas birds, and they are both full.
Yeah.
We also have 2 Bosque trips in December of this year, and they are both full. So we're going to be taking a lot of bird pictures. We are thinking about scouting a new hummingbird trip
I
in
see.
Arizona. And if we can find room in our schedule, we'll be adding those maybe in October of this year.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, we look forward to it. Yeah. Okay, so let me just stop sharing now. Okay, so it was so nice talking to you again. And Cree and Tom, good luck with your workshops, and just good luck to all these wonderful birds out there. They're lucky to be taking pictures of them.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Thanks a bunch.
Sure, no problem. Just have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later then.
Thanks,
Sounds
Peter.
good. Take
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.